Everyone, and welcome to Burn Pilates. If it's your first time here, my name is Lydia. We're going to be going through a class that has come in hot and requested. Thank you so much, by the way, to all of you who are leaving comments in the comment section below. If you're sending me requests, I absolutely love to hear from you. I want to keep creating classes and content that you love to utilize for your home practice. Today's class is going to be working through quicker transitions. We're going to be going through a full body workout, full body class. If you have the following pieces of equipment at home, I want you to include a Pilates mini ball, a set of gliders, as well as a set of light handheld weights, no heavier than 5 pounds, and a set of ankle weights, no heavier than 3 pounds. Set your mat up, keep some water close by so you can take sips on as we flow together, and get ready. We are going to get into this full body mixed Pilates class. We're going to start on our mat, standing, legs open, external rotation from the hip, heels grounded, making sure that you're not collapsing through your arches. If you feel that your knees are starting to lose their shape and form, it's very possible that you externally rotate from your ankles. So really make sure that this external rotation is coming from your hips. Open the body, extend the arms all the way out, and from here, on your next breath in, bend your knees, glide your back all the way down an imaginary wall. Exhale as you stretch, extend and lengthen through your torso and arms. Inhale to bend. Exhale to stretch. Heels grounding. Make sure that your internal connection to your breath is happening in each direction of your movement. We're going to take this up a notch in speed. Take a full stretch. Lift, lower, up and down. Just warming up through the legs and thighs. This is just like doing classic bar work, warm up, or even if you've done reformer, you're doing footwork with your legs in second position. Shoulders dropping down, neck nice and long. Let's go for one more set of 4, 3, 2. Finish with one more here. Arms up, stretch your arms to the sides, and start to push and reach all the way out into high diagonals. Now, take your breath in through the nose, sink your hips down, and exhale. Hold the posture, stretch your arms to the side. 8, 7, working now from your shoulder line for 6, 5, warming everything up. 4, 3, 2, last one. Take a full stretch of your thighs. Toes are going to turn to parallel. Arms are going to reach up. Inhale, send your hips back. Exhale, hips under ribs. Inhale. Exhale. You're opening up through your chest, sending your hips back, heels to floor. Maybe you lift your toes up off of the mat to keep total connectivity through your glutes. Contract them on the way down, not just the way up. You're keeping this connectivity through your spine in relation to your hips. Hips go back, rib cage goes forward, abs and glutes working. Expanding through your chest. Let's go for our last one here. Keep your hips back, turn your palms to the floor. We're going to fly the arms, lower down like you're pressing against water, and lift up to your side. Spine is long, chest is lifted. Inhale and exhale. Now feel a real push. Imagine you're moving through water. Turn your muscles on in both directions. Press, press, press to the pecs. Open, open, open. Use the back. Last one from here. Take your arms and reach them to the left. Extend your right leg long. Stretch your arms all the way forward and pull your shoulders back. Now from here, turn on your right butt cheek. Contract it. Make sure your left knee is bent and stacked over top of your heel. Your right leg has no bend in it. You're keeping that stretch. You're squeezing your right butt cheek as hard as you can to help in that extension of your front hip flexor. Now, on your next breath in, reach your hands forward. Take your torso onto a diagonal and extend your arms all the way back. You're gonna reach the arms down to frame your left knee, reach all the way up and back, shoulders away from ears. Whew. Getting into balance, getting into that standing left glute. At the same time, you're pushing your right toes as hard as you can down into the mat. You're contracting your right butt as much as you can, and that kneecap, it had better not have a bend in it. You're flexing and contracting your muscles in each direction. 4, last 3, last 2, last 1. Take your arms, bring them all the way up to shoulder height, and from here, smoothly transition. Come through center first, feet in parallel, hips back, palms to the floor, we fly the arms. Shoulder width as you lower, working right out to the side. Make sure the shoulders aren't popping up to the ears. You're not going forward with the arms. You're reaching out. An anatomical position is where your shoulder and shoulder blade connect. That's where your arms are going to. So you can look, you can see. Keep pulling your abs in. Make sure the abduction of the thighs here is happening from your glutes. You're not letting your knees start to turn in. You're keeping that press happening from the outer thighs, outer hips. Let's go for a last set of 3. Lift. Last 2, chest nice and wide. Last 1, keep your arms up, and from here, you're gonna rotate towards the right. The right foot's in parallel. That left leg is long. You can always step it back a little further if you need. Now, contract the left butt. If you can feel that it's loosey and it's jiggly, clench it, stretch your kneecap long, and from here, extending first, your spine grows long, your arms stretch down, they reach on back, shoulders away from ears. Keep extending through the crown of your head, keep contracting through that left butt, the left knee is lifted, and that right heel of your standing leg is supported in the floor. Maybe even lift and flex your toes up off the mat. Check that your knee is not forward from your heel and ankle. From here, we inhale, lower, lift. Hands staying stretched. You better be contracting that left butt. Make sure it's nice and taut. You're pushing your left toes into the floor as you try to push your right heel forward into the mat, splitting the space. Take an inhale and exhale. Lift your arms for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, last 2, last 1. Take your arms, bring them all the way up to shoulder height. Don't lose your form. Slowly move through center. Take your arms wide. Let's toe heel all the way in. From here, step all the way back to your mat. Pilates roll down. On your next breath in, slightly bend your knees. Hands to floor, walk all the way out, find your plank. And as you find your plank, I want you to make sure that your arms are open in the same way that your collarbones are open. Your neck is stretched in front of your fingertips. Your elbows have a soft bend, and you're wrapping your muscles in and around, engaging through your lats and back. Stomach wall is taut. The back of the legs are stretched. Take a full breath in and exhale, pike. Heels stay high. Inhale, come down in 1 unit, long spine, neutral pelvis. Exhale. Work to keep the heels lifted. It's like you're folding right at the hips. Last one. Don't unravel one vertebrae at a time. Don't round your spine. You're folding at the hips. You're stretching out, finding your plank. If you need a break, you take a break. Otherwise, you can stay in your challenge zone and stay up in plank. Part of the challenge is the endurance, so you play around with where you're at. Maybe you're child's posing right now. Maybe you're just rolling your wrists out. If you're holding your plank, you're staying here. I'm just giving you a guide and a point to work from. You get to choose on my channel. Squeeze your glutes, contract as much as you can through the butt. we're gonna take a reverse mountain climber. Left knee comes down, take an inhale. Exhale, stretch back, reach long, and bend, come in. Stretch back, reach long, bend, come in. Stretch back, reach long, same left leg. Now, you're gonna take your leg, you're gonna hold the bend. From here, lift your knee, up an inch, down, up an inch, down. You're using the floor, you're still using the ground with your supporting right leg. Push your toes in the mat. Just that inch, use your core. Last set of 3, 2, last one, lift, stretch back, hold your plank. You're keeping your plank, making sure your lats are still on unless you need to take a break. Take an inhale, and on your exhale, right leg comes in and down, stretch on back. Let your knee touch for these reps. Down, press back. Last 2. Last one, hold. Press into the floor. Lift that right knee up. Engage through your core and your lats. Keep using your left leg. The left butt is still squeezing. Take a last 2, tap, lift. Last one, stretch back in your choice. Hold your plank for 8 more counts or stretch it out. 7, 6, wrap your muscles into the midline. Use your glutes to help contract. Keep your core tight. Last 3, 2, 1. Take your knees down. We're gonna right away drop to the elbows. Palms in a prayer shape, wrists pressing down, feet together, knees apart. From here, take an inhale, exhale, straighten, right leg back, bend back in, and alternate. Working through the first position, you're always finding where the feet are together, knees are apart, stretching out, external rotation through the hip. Work that length. Feel your stomach wall contract as you return the leg down. And fun little tip here, the more you push your wrists into the floor, the more activation you will get through your abdominal wall. You connect your arms, you connect your lats, you connect everything. Last time, left leg out, come all the way in, and from here, let's take a child's pose. And when you're ready, just softly unravel one vertebrae at a time. We're gonna set up right away with our ankle weights. You can place them on, and also, as you know, and if you've been working out with me for a while on my channel, you'll always hear me say, you do you today. The beauty about doing these classes on YouTube is that you can come back and do these classes at any point in time again and switch up your equipment to really give you the challenge. Okay, enough is enough. Take a quick bit of water. We're heading right away into our first block of glute work. You're going to start with your hands and open up through your chest. Give yourself a nice little bit of chest expansion here. Roll your shoulders away from your ears. Knees to the floor, and make sure they're underneath your hip bones. You're stacked. If ever you need to roll up your mat and give yourself a little bit more cushion, you always can. Now from here, you're going to take the weight of your body, make sure that it stays centered, engage through your lats to hold the center, lift your right thigh all the way up, and don't lift higher than where your kneecap is in alignment with your hip. Now from here, I want you to contract your glute. I want you to pull that right foot a little closer towards your butt. You're gonna keep your abs engaged by making sure that you are not swaying to one side and making sure that your lower back and upper spine aren't starting to go into any arch. Now from here, again, check your foot. It's close towards your butt. You should already feel the work here. You're gonna touch the floor, take an inhale, down and lift without changing the shape. You're trying to keep this whole extension to the front of your right quad and hip. Touch, lift. Upper chest staying forward, lats engaged. Let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, last 3, last 2. Take a full breath in as you hold up. Exhale, stretch, reach long, heel comes back to glute. As you stretch, change your foot, flex toes to the floor, heel to ceiling, and bring the full arch of your foot back into that point as you bend at the knee. Your kneecap is staying still. This is all hamstring. Give yourself a little challenge of stretching your spine forward as your leg goes out. Last 2. Last 1. Take your foot to that flex, lower your toes down. You're going to support your body by lowering your forearms to the floor. Same idea here, wrist push down. Flex your left toes to stabilize the left thigh. Make sure that your hips are back. Your eyes are right down to the ground and your neck is stretched. You're not dropping through your spine. Take your right leg, lift it up. Hold it stable. Now from here, as you take your right leg all the way towards a soft opening, you're keeping that lift. You're not changing the altitude of your thigh. Thinking of taking your right leg from 6 o'clock behind your hip to a 5 o'clock. Open, slow, toes stay flexed to the floor. Contract your leg all the way through the back of your hamstring, all the way through the front of your quad, all the way up into your glute, all the way through your abs. You should feel your abs as you open. You're not letting your body sway. Keep everything strong and tight. Go for a last one. Right leg behind, you're going to touch the floor. Down, up, down, up. Contract the butt to do the lift. Don't let your back sway. Your abs are tight. Last 4, last 3, last 2, last 1. Take your leg, bring it all the way down, and from here, flexing your toes, you're going to take your arms, you're going to reopen up to your chest. Keep your toes flexed, engage through your lats, make sure your shoulders are away from ears. Breathe in, engage through your core, and lift the knees. Once you're up here, you're going to keep your spine long, and you're going to lower your knees, tap the floor, and literally just tap, lift. From our warm-up, with a single knee, you're trying to keep the movement small, and you're using your abs, your lats, to keep the full stability of your body. Last 4, last 3, last 2, last 1. You're going to keep your palms nice and wide. Relax your toes, relax your shins, shoulders away from ears. Give yourself a few rolls. Right away with your left leg, you're going to lift it up, second side. Foot stays close to the glute. You're square through the hips. You're not arching through the lower back. You're keeping the length of your hip. Think of your left knee bone to hip bone to left rib to left shoulder. Bam, one line. That left ear could also be included. Heel is close, and from here, you're going to touch the floor. Down, up. The more you use your glute and abs, the less high you'll get that leg. You want it right up on that hip bone alignment every time. Deep breath in, exhale, down and up for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your leg all the way up. Take a full breath in, stretch out, flex your foot, and bring your heel close to your glute. Stretch and flex, bend and point. Every time your leg is going out, make sure you are not allowing your spine to arch. And when you bend, same rule applies. Contract through your abs, navel to spine, and exhale. Last set of 3. For 2. Final 1, finish with your leg long. Keep flexing through your foot. Keep going into that glute contraction. Toes down, drop to your elbows. Now flex your right toes, stabilize on the floor. Hips are back. Take a full breath in. You're using the ground. contracting through your abs as you lift the left leg up. Feel your glute contract. This right glute and leg are active as well. Now you're keeping your parallel, which means that left knee doesn't open to its side. It stays facing the floor like a little eyeball that wants to see what it's doing. Open your leg up to about 7 o'clock. Take your leg behind 6 o'clock. Shoulders back. Don't sway your body weight. Work your glute, inner thigh, and core. Ooh. Last two, and close. Last one, and close in. Touch the floor, down, squeeze the butt. 6, 5. Keep stretching out through your spine, contracting through your core. You're pushing down and pressing out. There's 2 directions. Think of them. Last set of 2. Ooh, last one. Lift up and slowly bring your leg all the way back. You're going to give yourself a child's pose. Feet together around your spine. Relax your head on the ground. Just breathe. Slowly unravel, come all the way up onto all fours, hands parallel, feet and toes in parallel. Stretch back to a downward dog. Once you're here, just walk it out. Give yourself a little release. When you're ready, walk your feet towards your hands. Once you're there, bend your knees and unravel. One vertebrae at a time, coming all the way up. Take a stretch. Reach your arms up high. Take an inhale. Palms together. And exhale, find a prayer. From here, take your ankle weights all the way off. We're going to right away switch up into some glider work as well as using the weights. If you don't have a gliding floor, if you don't have a floor that is slippery, what you can always do is use socks on carpet. Sometimes that can do just the trick. Socks on a floor, if you don't have gliders, if your floor is slippery, can kind of work for both carpet and floor. And just know that all of these movements can be done without the glider. If we're gliding back, we're coming in, you could be doing a step back and a step in. So you can really modify as you need with what you have. Take a sip of water and we're gonna get right away into our standing block with our gliders and hand weights. So setting up right away, we're gonna start with the right glider, the right toes, I should say, on the glider. Left foot is gonna be in a parallel. You wanna start with your right leg all the way back, fully stretched from your hip. Your left leg is going to bend and you're going to bring your hips just back into a light hinge. Bring your arms into a bicep curl, elbows tight, shoulders down and back. Make sure that when you bring your hips back, you are pushing into your left heel and glute, feeling that lengthen and extending feeling, and also feeling the glute engagement from the stretch. You're keeping your hips parallel. From here, as you stretch on up, I want you to reach your arms forward, aligning your arms no higher than your shoulder height. Squeeze the right butt. So as we bend, hips go back, elbows in, stretch, reach up and out of your hips. Deep breath in. You can always lift your left toes up from your mat. If you feel tight on that stretch as you come up, it means that your right leg is maybe too close to you. Maybe you need to come back just a bit. We're not gliding yet. You're finding that stability and you're working for the left glute engagement that we're gonna need. Let's go for one more. Keep pulling your weights in towards your hips. Keep drawing your shoulders down away from your ears. Now, again, feel that connectivity. Chest is up. You're gonna take your right leg and you're gonna stretch. Deep breath in, reach. Exhale, bend in. Use the floor. Use that friction. Deep breath in and exhale. Arms staying tight. Left heel staying in the mat. Don't propel your body weight forward like this on the mat. You're staying back with your hips. This is all left hamstring and glute. At the same time, you're contracting because you're reminding yourself to squeeze that right butt on the way out. Last one here, come all the way up. Full stretch, give yourself a moment, release. It's not easy with the gliders. It's definitely an exercise that puts a lot of focus on the supporting muscles. So give yourself a little moment to rest between reps, in between sets, whenever you're doing glider work like this, especially in my classes. We're going to get into an exercise so that we can actively recover. Legs are going to be in a soft bend and parallel. Hips are just underneath the ribs, spine is long. Turn your palms all the way out to the side and bicep curl, up, lift, stretch down, push through the triceps. Biceps on the lift, triceps on the lower. How do we get triceps on the lower? We push down. So the bicep curl is obvious. You lift, but you want to push down to the backs of your wrists, all the way through your shoulders, feeling your spine and length. Press, lift, and lower down. Notice where your back is. Notice where your eyes fall to. It's very easy to start looking at a screen, and all of a sudden your neck changes in a position that it should be, is long. Your eyes are most likely a little higher. We're gonna bring the arms into a single contraction just to that 90 degrees. Go down 90, down 90, down 90. So you're activating more to that eccentric conditioning and contraction of the muscle, which is the lengthening, which is the tricep. Shoulders down, collarbones wide, abs are tight, the knees aren't locked out. 4, 3, last 2. Now you're gonna keep your arms at 90, take your right arm, stretch, pull in. Stretch, physically pull in. Imagine you're using resistance. Switch sides 4 times left. Out. Switch right side again 4 times. You'll see me release my fingertips because when I pull, my fingers grip. And yes, my face does that. Scrunch. So I remind myself, no wrinkles. Keep the face relaxed. Keep it calm. Let's take the right arm out 2 times. Reach, pull in. Activate your lats. Switch left, 2. 2. You're trying to get as much as you can tricep all the way through the underside of your arm to lat engagement. Out for 2. Last time to the left. All right, keep your elbows in, turn your palms, have your weights where the heads of your dumbbells are facing up and down or palms facing in. Rotator cuff work, close, no more than where your rib cage is, and open, collarbones wide. Feel those biceps. Feel how you're working through your shoulder girdle, all the way through your upper back. Let's go for 4. If ever you need to say yes and no a couple times, to relax your neck, say yes and no. Now take your arms, close them in front. Ooh. Shoulders down. We're gonna take the arms and we're gonna stretch them forward. Make sure the back is long. Stretch forward, out, pull in. Forward, stretch, shoulders down. Imagine this like anything else in your posture. Your shoulders are staying in check. Take a hinge of the hips, bring your elbows, stretch, tricep, reach back. Eyes up, collarbones wide. Your hips are back, which means you could lift your toes actively off the floor. Your knees are not over top of your toes. Glutes are on. Last 6. 4, 3, 2. Last 1, take your arms and reach them down as you come up tall. Setting up the second side with our glider work. Left toes come on the glider, right foot is on the mat. Now from here, first extend the left leg long behind you, contract the glute, push your left toes down into the floor as equal as you are the right heel. You want that opposition now. You're not arching, you're not letting your belly pop out, you're pulling your abs in, stacking your ribs, shoulders are away from ears, elbows are bent, and you bring your arms in nice and tight. Now from here, you're trying to keep as much as you can the control because we're not moving the glider. First, you're just sending the hips back. So from being forward and up, And you're still in center here. You're shifting your hip weight back. You're bending both of your legs and you are taking your arms and you're going to add on that little tricep extension. Since we have it here, we can go into the movement. We're gonna reverse instead of going to a shoulder press, which we did in the first one. Just take your arms in as you come up. And then as you sit back, think of the right hip and booty pushing back into your leggings. You should see that your knees are both bending. However, the left knee is bending back and down. The right leg is bending back long. You get that little bit more depth in the left side, and the right side is staying in control. Now, every time you come up, what do? Squeeze the left booty. Make sure the lower back doesn't start to hyper arch. If you feel too close, bring your left leg back, press. Let's go for a last set of 2. This is our prep work for the next part, which is definitely harder and more challenging for what that right hamstring and glute are gonna have to do. So listen to your body. You're gonna come all the way up, keep your arms tight, shoulders down, neck long. Bring your hips back. You're in right away the support of that right glute by making sure the heel is fully pressing into the mat. Send your left leg long, inhale, and exhale, bend. Whew. Flex that left butt on the way out. Use the friction of your floor to pull in. It's full lower body. Deep breath in and exhale. Deep breath in and exhale. Last set of 2. Chest lifted. Go for that last one. Stretch, squeeze, flex, pull in and come all the way up. Place your weights down. And from here, we're gonna take a stretch. You're gonna just simply allow for your legs to open wider than your mat width. Roll your chin to chest, take your arms down. And from here, give yourself a full ragdoll stretch. Little bend in your knees. Just soft enough in the littlest micro bend that you're not hyperextending. You don't want your knees to push where your hips are behind your heels. See what happens there where my hips go back, my knees are locked? You want your ankles, knees, hips stacked. One line, staying over top of your axis, not pushing back. When you're ready, hands come to the floor, soften your legs, lower your hips, and just walk your feet a little closer in. Sit all the way down. And if you can hold the stretch with your hands in prayer, elbows directly on the insides of your knees, shoulders back and down. We're aiming to hold the stretch. Spine is long. You could have any adjustment that you need. Please make the appropriate adjustments for you. Now from here, we're gonna aim to go for a total of 5. This is all about training what your body has to do to counter the effects of gravity. Take your arms with you, and as you inhale, stretch your spine longer. We're gonna stand all the way up. Exhale, reach your palms forward, stretch out, squeeze your glutes, come all the way back down. Spine is long. Deep breath in, get as low as you can, find the stretch, lengthen through your torso. Exhale, press. This is definitely one of those exercises that trains you for life, having to get up, having to get down. But it can be tough going through this full range, so you listen to your body and you work with where you are today. Push, make sure you finish with the glutes, activate all your muscles. Deep breath in, spine long, exhale. Nice. We're gonna roll the mat all the way out, making our way down and getting right away into some mini ball work. Bring your mini ball onto the mat, come all the way down onto your back. So starting with a mini ball, we're gonna bring it underneath the soles of our feet. You're gonna take a moment here, reaching your arms all the way up towards the ceiling. Take an inhale. Exhale, let's go up into our abdominal prep. Look towards your thighs, see that they're glued together. Feet are on the ball, not just from the heels or the toes, but the full arches. Inhale to lower, rib cage comes all the way down. Send your arms back, go right next to your temples, and exhale. Arms past the midline of your shoulders. You knot up, tailbone stays heavy. We're gonna go for one more. If ever you need to modify and stay down, you can. Otherwise, let's bring the hands right behind the nape of the neck. Don't crunch into the lower back. Don't shorten it and tuck. Work for your neutral pelvis. You're identifying that oblique connection from hips to ribs and transverse across the front, right of your hips and belly like a seat belt. From here, Stretch your legs all the way on the ball. Inhale, exhale, we bend, we roll in. Deep breath in, stretch. Exhale, bend, roll. Now you're trying to find equal contact with the ball on the way out and in, so there is a little bit of pressure that you're working with on that way out. Pushing down, pulling in, should be getting you right through the transverse. Little space between your chin and sternum. Make sure your arms, if they are holding you, they're actively engaged. Exhale for 4. For 3. Last 2. Go for a last 1. Bend your legs all the way in. From here, lift up, right leg and stretch. Forward, bend. Forward, bend. Forward, bend. Last time, let's switch to the left. Forward, bend. You're using the ball. Unless, of course, you don't have it. We're going to take a walk out. Lower your head down. Right leg lifts and lowers. Left leg lifts, lowers. Sacrum stays heavy. Hips are square. Abs connected. Move slower if you need to. Now, if you're using that ball, make sure you're pushing the foot into the ball that's staying there. You want to have that little light pressure down. Now, with your arms activating to the floor, upper back is wide. Let's go for 4. Deep breath in, exhale for 3. 2, on the last one, you're going to take your left foot to the ball. You're going to lift your right leg all the way to tabletop. Take your arms and choose if you want to include thoracic curl. Nod, hands behind the head, straighten the left leg out. Deep breath in. Stretch, bend. Making sure that your foot is staying on that ball. Give it a light little bit of pressure. Always takes a few reps to really get into it. We're going to take a bicycle, stretch the left, stretch the right. Breathe in, exhale. 4, 3, 2, last one. Take from here a moment to bring your right foot all the way onto the ball. Walk yourself to center. Make sure the arches of the feet are on the ball equally. Come down onto your back, shoulders wide. If you need to support yourself a bit more, you could always bend and have 90 degrees into your elbows and backs to shoulders to activate your triceps more. Now you're going to push your feet as hard as you can to the ball, getting those 10 toes, arches to heels activated. Squeeze your inner thighs in check. And from here, you are pushing so firmly down to the ball that yes, your hips start to lift. And you're holding this position. Wrap those feet up and over top of the ball. This is like active footwork, but with something that's harder, that ball. Press your arms into the mat. Make sure you're not hyper lifting your hips. Your upper shoulders are down. You're gonna hold this here, and only if you can, in keeping full shoulder stability, do you stabilize and take those arms up, shoulders down. Hold this here, squeeze into the inner thighs. 8, 7, 6, feel your glutes and hamstrings work. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower your hips down, nod on up. You're going to take from here the left leg to tabletop, and we're going to go through the second side. The right leg stretches. Inhale. Let your hamstring reach out long. Inhale and exhale. Adding bicycle. Keep breathing. Last sets of 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one from here. Take a full stretch and then slowly bend. You're going to take your 2 feet to the floor, roll your ball in, and from here, come all the way onto your right side. You can support yourself using your right arm, either bending it underneath your ear. You can also have it fully stretched out to your side. Roll your mat if you need to have more support underneath your right hip bone. From here, we're working into obliques, and what you want to do right away is feel that your hips, in stacking them, are helping you isolate a lift, a little mouse house of space underneath your right obliques. Now you're using your Pilates ball, and you're going to take your left hand, wrap it into the ball, give yourself a full opening of those 5 fingers. Ball is right in front of your rib cage. You're going to push down to the ball, lift your left leg up, and boom, right leg lifts as well. Flex and point and stretch. If you can, give yourself a little push down into that left arm. Don't let it be the shoulder or the wrist, it's the arm. Activating your obliques, deep breath in, exhale, inhale. Last set of 8, 7, 6, 5. Final set of 4, make sure you're not starting to hyperextend through the neck or tense it up because you're lifting. You're keeping your alignment. Last one, hold the legs fully stretched. Keep the length, hold, and lift just a little higher. Now press the arm down. Hold that tension for 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna come all the way in. Switching sides. You're gonna swing your legs around, support your hips as you need, support your upper torso as you need. Make the choices necessary for the second side. Stack your hips, feel that mouse house of space underneath your left obliques. You're gonna use that ball right in front of your sternum and ribs. Press down, both legs lift, squeeze the ankles in. Once you're there, we extend, stretch, hold, flex, and point the toes. Deep breath in and exhale. Notice if you feel a difference on this side here. Stretching out, let the neck go. I have to remind myself. Deep breath in and exhale. Go for 4, 3, 2. Keep pushing down through that ball. Hold the length, squeeze the ankles in. See if you can push a little bit more. Pull your shoulder back. Lift your legs up. Stay for 4, 3, 2, 1. Take your legs down, bend your knees, and give yourself a moment to come all the way up. From here, what we're gonna do right away is grab the weights. We're gonna finish on our back. You're gonna set up feet, hip width, sit bone width and distance apart. Have your feet fully flat in the floor where you have the 10 toes all the way through the heels activated. You're gonna bend into your elbows and stack your wrists right over top of your elbows 90 degrees. The shoulders are in the floor and mat. Use your shoulders, use your upper back to stabilize. Squeeze your glutes, contract and lift. Bridge on the way up, lower on the way down. In neutral the whole way. Lift, squeeze, lower, contract in both directions. Butt, abs. Really, butt and abs are working both directions, up and down. Connect them here. Deep breath in and exhale. We are going to add the arms in opposition. Keep the arms bent and stretch the arms up as your hips lower. Shoulders down. Try to bring your elbows all the way to the floor. Touch in close to the ribs. It's almost like you're trying to get your elbows deeper and deeper to your hips. Keep breathing. Last 4, 3, 2, final 1. Hold the lift, take your arms up, shoulders drop down, and from here, you're gonna take your heels, flex them, and then bring the toes back to the floor. Hold the bridge. Try to get the full arch support. Arches down, toes arches up. Sequentialism, stretching out through those metatarsals. You're gonna keep your toes all the way into the flex, heels stay in that floor, squeeze your glutes, bring your arms and pull the elbows down. Frame your hips, 90 degrees. Breathe in, breathe out. Last 4, 3, 2, finish with 1 more here. Take your elbows down and slowly releasing all the way through your hips to the floor and mat. Let your toes relax. Release your weights to the ground. Shoulders soften. Take your legs, bring them all the way up to the ceiling, full stretch through your hamstrings. If you need to hold from behind your legs, do so. From here, you're gonna keep your feet as much as you can working for that flex. Take a full breath in and exhale, flex even more. Again, hold if you need. Go where you can with what you can. Drop your tailbone. Take one more breath in to stay. And exhale, knees towards your sternum. Draw your hands around your shins. Pull your shoulders down. Bring your knees closer towards your chest, your ribs, just slightly opening up. Gradually make your hands grip anywhere behind your knees or front of knees so that you can support your thighs as you just stir through your hips, circles in both directions. Don't force a circle from your leg. Really use your arms to guide that mobility. You want to feel your bones work in this movement while your muscles let go. When you're ready, plant your feet to the floor. Take a full breath in, reach your arms all the way back. And on your exhale, Pilates roll up, arms towards the ceiling. Once they pass your shoulders, nod your chin. If you want to grab from behind your hamstrings like I do today, you can do so. Otherwise, you can make it harder, your choice. Take a moment to lift all the way up, stretch your legs all the way forward, and extend your arms to the ceiling like somebody's pulling your wrists. Let your shoulders lift up towards your ears. Take a full breath in. On your exhale, open up through the chest, arms, neck, spine. Take your arms all the way down, relax your shoulders. And finishing here, you're gonna bend your right leg, foot comes in towards the inner thigh of the left leg, and you simply allow your body to glide over top, to drape. Try not to hold your foot. I don't want you to create tension. I want you to simply allow your body to drape. If anything, you encourage either the weight or the heaviness in your outer hip to take effect. When you're ready, support yourself, come all the way up, stack long, and then switch legs. Don't rush this. Give yourself a chance to feel if you get a little dizzy when you come up first. Stabilize, and then making your way all the way down, noticing the difference on the second side. This is my flexible side. We all have one that probably feels a little better, so just take note. When you know your body more, you get to make the better decisions and choices and movements, and that's something that's such a useful training tool and really a hack in how to get more out of your training, regardless of whether it's with me or someone else. Guys, thank you so much for joining me here on the mat using equipment that you have suggested. I'm so thrilled again that you leave me comments. Please do so again. Let me know how you enjoyed this workout by giving me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, come join the Burn Pilates family. I release new workouts every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so you have a lot to pick and choose from to create and customize your own personal practice. I look forward to seeing you on the mat on the Reformer if you are a subscriber here on YouTube or on my virtual platform for Reformer classes. No matter how you train with me, I will see you at the next Burn. Have a great day, afternoon or evening, wherever this video leaves you. Thank you for joining. I look forward to seeing you at the next class.